Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.
Bro, it's my favorite movie of 2025. I don't think, actually, to be honest, probably one of my favorite films in the past 5 years. That's how good it was. That's what it meant to me. That's how it made me feel when I came out there. You know, that feeling of creativity to such a level to make me fall in love with the soundtrack, to make me think about what you can do with letting somebody have a chance to bring a story out like this. You're not giving me just like a period drama. You're giving me the horror element. You're giving me the music. You're giving me that, the visuals. Like, it's a beautiful movie, man. To show that kindership, the brotherhood that they had as well. Like, it was the last time they hugged, the last time they saw the sunset. Uh, it was deep, bro. It was really deep,
Yeah,
really
he
deep.
didn't. He didn't kill his brother. I mean, he didn't
Yeah,
kill his. But that's his brother. And like, brother's love is a brother's
it's a
love.
brother's love. Exactly.
He
He did.
let
Oh
his
shit.
vampire brother. He let his vampire brother live because a brother's love is a brother's love. Holy shit, bro! This movie's too deep.
Brother's love is a brother's love.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out Reviews. This is a movie reviews for sinners. Before we get into it, this video is sponsored by Cherish Click. See the magic, be the magic. And let's get into it. Sinners 2025 is directed by Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler, ambitious genre behind vampire thriller set in 1932 Mississippi, starring Michael B. Jordan in a dual role as a twin, Smoke and Stack, as they return to their hometown to open a jukebox or juke joint. The story takes a dark turn when supernatural forces and vampires infiltrators threaten their community. Underneath the blood-soaked action lies a powerful allegory about racial oppression, cultural assimilation, and Black identity, woven with the electrifying blues music that serves as both a spiritual and narrative heartbeat. So I wanted to kind of give a success highlight on this because this movie has been getting amazing reviews, right? You said it, loads of people have said it. I've been hearing loads of success about it. So I just want to kind of throw those success out there. It's first time doing this, but I really wanted to because this movie means a lot, and we'll get into that. But success highlights, cultural resonance. So the dominating the original theatrical release in 2025, it grossed around 362 million and earned top marks from critics and audience alike, becoming one of the highest original R-rated cinematic debuts. The genre fusion seamlessly blends Southern Gothic horror music and a period drama, arguably Coogler's most ambitious work. And the power of the music, the juke joint blues performance becomes portals both narratively and supernaturally, highlighting music's role in the resistance and culture of preservation. So, man, just giving those highlights and just talking about that just shows how deep this movie is, as well as just being a great movie and a vampire movie. There's so much to it, man. So let's get into it, man. Kibbs, finally, I've watched it, right? I know I'm late to the game and all that sort of stuff. You've been singing the praises to this movie a few times. You went to the cinema and paid for it a few times, as well as being at the premiere, the red carpet screenings, all that sort of stuff. Now you can give your review, bro, because we're finally talking about. Give your full-on
No,
review.
it's good.
What did you love about this movie? Why is it so good? And I'll give you my thoughts too.
Listen, first couple of times I didn't get to catch it because of timing. So we got the premiere. Shout outs to Geek House show for that. But I just did the red carpet interviews and I had to blurt to pick up the kids. Second time around, just timing, work, life just got really difficult. So I passed it on to Atia to go watch, who she gave her first review on it. And then I watched it a couple of times. I think it was after like the third week or something it was out. And you always love the hype when you hear people talk about something like this. But when I came out of the cinema the first time, and I watched it in IMAX the first time because you have to experience that in IMAX because of the aspect ratio changes in there as well, and just the kind of the atmosphere and the feel of the music because the music plays a character in this movie as well. But it's my favorite movie of 2025. I don't think, actually, to be honest, probably one of my favorite films in the past 5 years. That's how good it was. That's what it meant to me. That's how it made me feel when I came out there. You know, that feeling of creativity to such a level to make me fall in love with the soundtrack, to make me think about what you can do with letting somebody have a chance to bring a story out like this. You're not giving me just like a period drama. You're giving me the horror element. You're giving me the music. You're giving me that, you know, the visuals. Like, it's a beautiful movie, man. The color tone's great. You know, I want to know more about Stacks and Smokes and Stacks. You know, working with Al Capone in Chicago. Like, that'd be an interesting story. I don't want them to do number two. I don't want them to do anything else. I am happy with this movie the way it is. Did you watch post credit scenes?
Yes, I did watch the post-credit scene. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so like,
Which was
you know,
like
a movie, a
recent
normal movie
times,
that's
yeah.
got like really good post credit scenes. It's just creatively really good, bro. Give me a second. Cover your thoughts. I need to blow my nose. My nose is losing.
Yeah. Well, look, I finally got a chance to watch it, and man, the hype is real. The hype is real. It's such a great movie. I mean, it's captivating from the very beginning. With the story with Smokes and Stacks. And Michael B. Jordan's performance is so good from the very beginning. He's so cool. He looks good. I mean, look, it's the ever where I was telling my wife, man, I used to wear the suits that they wore back then was so nice, man. Everything about it, I loved that, right? And just Michael B. Jordan's characters and the distinction between the two characters, the twins, were just awesome. But then the fact that it turns into this vampire movie, and I was saying this on the podcast, bro. Like my only thing about this movie, right, was that if they didn't mention it, if they didn't show the first initial scene when they introduced a vampire and you just threw it in there after, it would have had that same feeling from Dusk Till Dawn. Because I remember watching that movie and you're like, oh, this is a good movie, Quentin Tarantino, George Clooney, two brothers, they're in some trouble, blah blah blah, and then they go into that bar and then you're like, wait, hold on a second, what? This is a vampire movie. This is crazy. And my missus had the same thing when she first saw the first scene. She was like, "Oh, wait, hold on a second. This is a vampire movie." I'm like, "Yep." But there's so much to it. I mean, I thought I would have said that if they kept that element of surprise, it would have been awesome. But man, just everything about this movie, and I think like we are talking about this, right? Ryan Coogler is just becoming, or probably has cemented himself and becoming more one of the great filmmakers of our time. And I feel like what he's doing, and this is what I want to see more of, and I want him to kind of cement this legacy of like he is becoming a great one of the GOAT filmmakers of our time, not the GOAT black filmmakers of our time making black movies. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to
Yeah.
I want to he just like I think of Scorsese or I don't say they're great white filmmakers. No, they are great filmmakers, and I want Coogler to be. He needs to be that same. And I don't want to hear this black movies, black culture. No. He is a great filmmaker. Full stop. None of this color division and all that sort of stuff. So that's what he's becoming. Now, yes, there's a cultural aspect to this movie and whatnot, but what I love about his storytelling and the movies and this movie specifically, yes, it has that cultural element, but it's not the main theme. It's not pushed on us. It's not forced on us. It's just an extra part of the element in the movie, which is like the blues music and stuff we'll get into. But that's what I'm saying, man. This is why I feel like he's such a great filmmaker, because he's breaking those boundaries and it's taking it, it's adding culture in it, but it's not forcing you to kind of indulge in the culture and forcing it on you, which I think ruins things, right? He's really cementing himself as a great filmmaker of our time, and it's absolutely awesome. This movie, fantastic, man. From beginning to end, you're just like, damn, this is good. And like I said, it gave me those feelings of From Dusk Till Dawn, Lost Boys for sure. Old school gangster movies, because I didn't know it had the Al Capone sort of relationship to it. It just had so much elements to it. It was so cool, man. It's such a good movie. And I can imagine how it will look on the big screen on IMAX and everything. But fantastic. I have to say it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year so far. And we're halfway through the year, and I think I can see why. I could definitely see why all the hype is there. But let's get into some of the key themes and commentary about this movie, right? Because spoke about it. There's a lot of like key themes behind this movie. In that time, 1932, Mississippi, they mention the clans, the clan members and whatnot. They mention racism. I felt that there was something so, again, I think this is where, in my opinion, great directing is the vampires were white, right? Racism was a thing. And I feel it's very symbolic that the vampires, the blood-sucking vampires, and at that time, black people in America were not, everything they tried to establish, it was get sucked out of them, right? There was a system in place and whatnot. Unfortunately, there was a lot of racism. So they couldn't really establish properly. But in this one, it was the symbolic thing was it was like the white vampires, like they're coming to literally suck the blood out of them and offer them this fake immortal life or whatnot, which sounds great, but essentially sucking your soul out of you, right? It's these sinners, you know what I mean? Like these devils sucking the soul out of you, man. So I thought that was quite symbolic. I thought that was amazingly put into like I say, in a way, in a cultural movie without forcing the culture with this whole vampire thing. Like, what was your thoughts when you were like watching this movie and just getting that sort of vibe?
You know what? The first time round, it was more, taking in the music, taking in the scenes, taking in some of the moments, like because you're experiencing this for the first time, so you're going to be a bit frazzled when you watch it. So when I came out, I honestly was like, wow, that was really amazing, just amazing cinema at its best, visually, stunningly, just looking all the good stuff, bro. And then after the second time, I was like, oh my God, like, the things that he touches in the story, as you said, when it comes to culture, race, and, that era of time as well. It's interesting how it was put together because think about it. This is kind of, even though it's like a 2 hour plus movie, it's quite fast paced. The twins come in and they build this place. They want to do it for the community. There's issues, but but they get it together. They want to provide. They want to do their own thing in like coming back to their but the cultural things. Even Rimmick, like he talks about when the people came and lied to him as well before he got taken, you know what I mean? And he's from an Irish descent. So it was just like kind of the type of oppression that people had to go through in that time and era. It kind of said, didn't really matter what race you were. It was kind of like a cultural thing, like, where you're from. It could be that issue. And then the music plays such a beautiful theme to it as well, bro. Like, I haven't stopped listening. I'm listening to that soundtrack on a daily basis. And it goes with the movie so well. It's a character in the movie, the music. And Miles, who's, one of the main characters in this film as well, who the music is kind of following through. And, the interesting supernatural elements that they put to opening up portals to different dimensions and time, bro. For Rimmick to say, hold up, there's this unique person here who can open up portals with his voice, because whatever he sucks out of them, he sucks away their powers as well, which is trying to say that even as humans, we have superpowers. We may not have known, you know what I mean? Talk about supernatural powers, bro. So cool, man. Like, really put it in an element in a way, that it shows that we have some power to ourselves as well, to guide ourselves, to open up new opportunities as well. And there was some funny bits as well, bro. There was some funny bits in there, like, when Cornbread was like, you're gonna let me in? We're gonna be polite to each other? Like, the invite, like, they're forcing the invite. Like, I love that fact of, like, vampire law added into there. Like,
yes,
bro, you've been here all day, man. Why you need me to invite you in there for? Bare weird. Why you being weird for? Allow it, bro. Move. If I hear any of my boys saying that, you're gonna let me in. I'm like, bro, move. Just go.
You're a vampire. But I mean, that scene specifically like reminded me of Lost Boys when the head vampire was there at Michael's house and he's like, well, you're the man of the house and I will not enter without your invite. And then he got tricked into inviting him in the house.
Yeah.
It just kind of reminded me of that. But I love, again, that vampire lore. I mean, just because I've watched those movies, and I use Lost Boys as an example because Lost Boys was one of those movies where it's the vampire handbook. You know what I mean? If you want to learn about vampires, that's the handbook because it tells you, all the rules and everything. So you watch this movie and you're like, I'm familiar with the lore. Right, and Ryan Coogler has put that lore into this movie, so everything I'm familiar with the vampires and everything, which was such a great touch. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Like, as well as a great cultural movie it is, and you touched on the music, and I want to speak about that in a second. It's a vampire movie, man. So you can sit back and just watch it as that. There's that thriller, there's that action, there's like who's gonna get eaten, who's gonna be saved, who's gonna be the dumb shit to invite them in, which was unfortunately that lady. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's the one you're like, I hope you die, you dumb bitch, because of her emotions. I know, I get it, right? Emotion at the time, but you just fucked up the whole plan. But the music you touched on, I mean, what a powerful scene where, like you said, they kind of transcends culture within that music, and you can see where blues had an influence in soul music and hip hop and all that sort of stuff. And in just one little scene, they took you through time with the influence of blues music and how important that music was, and how important these juke joints were to the culture, and how it evolved the culture to what it is now in a sort of way. You know what I mean? So I thought that was such a powerful scene that he put in there. That just, again, it's weird because it was done so right. It didn't feel odd. It didn't feel forced. It told a story within a story within just that little music scene of that. And it's so cool on how it was done. And again, like you got these little mini stories, you got these little mini cultural things that you're putting in, and this is where I feel like Ryan Coogler's got this I don't know, this brain, this thought process of like, how do I include my culture into these movies without forcing it? Like, we've had this whole discussion before, bro, with this whole DEI thing, and I'm annoyed at the fact that you're forcing this shit down the public's throat. That's why people don't want to watch shit no more, because you're forcing shit. Whereas Ryan Coogler is out there making good freaking movies and good content, right? Which happens to have cultural aspects to it, right? And that's how you get people to watch and appreciate and make it normal that you could just have a vampire movie with, like a black cast and all that sort of stuff. It's not, you know what I mean? The movie's not promoted as like, oh, the first fully black vampire cast movie. No, it's a great freaking movie. That's all I want to see about it. Same with, like, again, Michael B. Jordan. I don't call him a great black actor. He is a great actor, and I think the movies that Coogler is making and what he's establishing are great movies, not great black movies, or not a movie with all full black.
That's just the narrative, right?
He's just so good at it, though. But he's doing it right. That's what I'm trying to say. This is my opinion. He's doing it right, rather than Disney giving us a new Marvel character or whatever and just changing the culture and say, here you go, here's a Pakistani Muslim girl. Like the show, you Muslims out there. Like, no, like, make it good. Make it great content where it doesn't even matter who the character on the screen is. What matters is that the audience are going to engage with the story and the character, because you've made such great content. You put a great story and great characteristics where anyone can relate to the movie, and that's what I felt what Coogler's doing. He's a genius, man. I love the dude, man. I think he's a genius at what he's doing, and he's doing it right, and he goes down as a GOAT, man. That's what I'm saying. GOAT filmmaker. One of the
GOATs. What? He hasn't done wrong in anything he's done. I think he's put together some amazing movies, right all the way from Fruitville Station to what he's. They're a perfect team. How can you not have these two geniuses working together? They bounce off each other so well. No, he's really good, bro. Like, I like, when I don't even know him, and I'm like, I'm proud of you, dude. Like, when you want somebody to win, like, I'm proud of you, because it's like, just your cinema is like, for us, and I know how much it means to us, is feeling for us. It's like that feeling you made me feel. Thank you, bro, because I came out the cinema buzzing, bro. It's third time came out, like, the soundtrack was embedded in my, like, bloodstream, bro, because I was like, how has he done it this good? Like, how's he done it? I mean, Ludwig is an amazing composer. but Ludwig has worked with Ryan Coogler since Black Panther, and you're like, this guy is just dropping the soundtrack. Now he's working with he's working with Christopher Nolan. It's like this guy is just dropping bombs on soundtracks at the moment now. But they work together so well. They respected blues as well. I love the lineage that they put in with the blues music as well. Like what more can I ask for, bro? You're giving me history, action, drama, horror. Like, even though people still class it as a horror movie, that's fine. It is a horror because it's got some horror, but it's got more to it, bro. I see it as a musical. You know what I mean?
But I think that's the beauty and that's the greatness of this of this movie. Musical, horror, cultural, gangster. You know, there's so much themes to this movie all put into one so perfectly. You can class it as whatever movie you want based on your feelings behind it. You know what I mean? There's genius behind it, bro. I mean, I'm talking like I'm some kind of expert, but I'm not. But as a fan, I'm like, this guy's a freaking genius, bro. You know, I'm trying to say I don't know nothing about movie making or whatnot. We spoke about this before. It's about how does a movie make you feel? And the fact that I could walk away from this movie after listening to all the hype and all that sort of stuff and then be like, oh my God, this guy's a freaking genius, right? This movie's so awesome. It gives me such a nostalgic feeling of a vampire movie, and like I said, feelings of like watching Lost Boys and all that sort of stuff, to just this great storytelling of these two characters and just the culture and whatnot. I mean, I'm watching Godfather of Harlem, and like in that they're talking about, you know, there's in season 4 he's trying to build a casino and a club in Harlem for his culture, right? And that's the same thing about this whole juke joint, which is, you know, for our culture. Like, we're just letting in, you know, it's just for our community,
peeps,
and
man.
we're not gonna charge them extortionary price. If someone doesn't have the money, man, it's cool. Like, have a drink. You know what I mean? It's for you guys to sit back and enjoy. And you know, it transcends in so many different kind of storytelling and what do you call it? Symbolic sort of historical facts and stuff that in the movie. It's just like, damn, like, what a great storyteller. What a great storyteller. And he's doing it in a matter of like a 2-hour movie, 2.5-hour movie. I feel like he's got full control. I feel like, I don't know what the background conversations are, but I feel like he's like telling the studios, you need to give me full control. And I think because of his resume so far, the studios are like, yeah, just give him full control. He knows what he's doing. I mean, studio execs, to be honest with you, they're just after money and they think they know what they're doing. To be honest with you, maybe some of them do, some of them don't. Most of them probably just think they know what they're doing because they, I don't know, insecure or whatnot. They feel like they have to put their voice in and they end up fucking up content. I say, man, when you let the creator just do what he's doing, you get this, basically. You get Sinners. You get Ryan Coogler just doing movie magic.
100%. No, exactly what you said there. Like, he needs full control. If you're giving somebody like Nolan full control on projects, you need to be giving this guy full control. Get in there. And I'm glad he did, because the movie's great, bro. The movie's absolutely great.
And you mentioned Nolan. I believe, if I remember clearly, Nolan gave Ryan Coogler some advice on like, hey, I think you should shoot it like this. Right? Yes. Yeah, so the 70 millimeter IMAX and the Ultra Pan Vision sort of shot or whatnot. I mean, again, you're talking about Nolan, who's a legend, a great filmmaker of our time, like acknowledging how good Ryan Coogler is, and just that collaboration, bro. Just like knowing those two spoke. I love that, and I love the fact that they're collaborating. These greats are just collaborating on making great movies, regardless if it benefits one or the other. It's like, man. Like, I love that sort of thing.
They're talking. Like, the greats are talking.
Yeah, man, and that's how it should be, man. That's how that you know, everything like should be, man. Just collaborating and making each other better. Like,
the problem is like the industry doesn't want to see people winning to that certain extent. Does that make sense? There's a level of control that they end up putting on you. So like, even with Christopher Nolan, think about it, bro. My guy didn't want to do Batman Rises. The studio kept on forcing it. Come on, we'll give you full control. Have a game. He didn't want to do it because he knew at that time, you know what? I think I've done amazing with Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. And don't get me wrong, I think Batman Rises, The Dark Knight Rises, is still an okay film, and I still love watching it, but it's not his best. And Nolan, as a perfectionist and somebody who likes to try different things, felt the struggle there. even with him moving over to Universal to do like Oppenheimer, like he wants to be able to make these movies and have full control over it because he wants to make those movies the way he wants. He don't want nobody interfering. And I think Ryan Coogler has earned that, bros, as a director. He has earned that as a director. As I said, man, his movies slap so hard, man. It'll slap you into a different era of music, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm glad. Like the guy deserves praise, and allow this. You know, as you said, like the way the media. That's one thing I hate about the media, and we've learned more of that over the past year, of the narrative. Like he's a great man who has directed a great movie. Ain't no race or culture or anything like that got to do with it. I think this is where people need to start changing their mental. Like they always seems like there's somebody superior in the background working. There ain't no superior. I mean, Almighty, yes, but I'm talking about the superior race, you know, because they can just call Scorsese or Quentin a great director, but they have to call Coogler an amazing black director. No, he's the same level. He's the same peeps. Don't make no difference.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know if that is the word out there. I'm pretty sure that there is some or whatnot. But what I'm saying is, like, from my perspective, I just feel like Coogler has taken it upon himself to kind of establish himself as a great director. And the way he's done it is like, I'm going to go out there and tell great stories and make great movies. Like, I'm not going to demand to be called a equal level director as some of the greats. I am going to. He demanded it. I'm not going to ask you to do it. I'm going to demand it with my work, and he's doing it. I mean, as a fan, as a spectator, someone who watches it, I see Ryan Coogler as a great filmmaker. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas other projects, like I say, they put it out there. They're like, oh yeah, he's a great. You know, it's the first black cast and first black superhero, and no, like just first Muslim superhero, all that sort of stuff. No, that's where you lose me. That's where you lose me. You just put it out there. And you give me great content, man. I don't even care about anything else. It's just, and I think that's what I'm saying. Exactly. He's just amazing at what he does, and he's set himself up to be as one of the greats in regards to directors and movie making. That's it. He done the job. He done it right. I think he went against the whole DEI narrative bullshit. It's like, I'm not involved in that shit. Don't get me involved in that. Don't put that. I don't know. It's my opinion. I don't know. But don't put that DEI shit near my content. I am going to go put out such good content. You're not even going to be thinking about DEI, man. You're going to be like, holy shit, this was a good movie. And the actors in here were great. The performances were great. The soundtrack was great. And
let's not call it content. Let's call it art. Let's call it art. Let's call it art.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's great art where you're just like, you can't even distinguish between race or whatever. You're just like, damn, this is good. I mean, it's like, you know, any of these art pieces, whatever, bro, when I look at one of these, you think I'm like, oh, I wonder if the individual's Bengali. Like, fuck, I don't even give a shit, bro. Like, that just looks awesome. And that's all I want to say. And that's what he's putting out there. It's like, damn, it's so good. I don't care. Like, I don't care where he's from or whatnot. But man, he's done a great job. I mean, this movie, like I said, like the action scenes and whatnot. I mean, the shots and the cinematography was just beautiful. Like I said, I even acknowledge the suits. I used to love wearing suits. I got a whole wardrobe full of them, which is growing mold now because I don't wear them anymore. I used to love wearing suits, 3-piece suits. I've always loved that. I've expressed before, I love gangster content and I love the way they dress. Man, the suits that he was wearing, he just looked good. Like I feel like I want to wear a suit as well, like just get a 3-piece suit for the sake of it and whatnot. The costume design, all of that was amazing, but the action at the end was really cool because when it gets down to it and it's a vampire, the end scene is it's a vampire movie. They're fighting for their survival. They're looking to kill up these vampires and whatnot. Man, it was just full on, man. And I thought it was just pretty freaking damn awesome. Just great choreographing, great action, and again, just there was like almost like a Blade moment where there was a symbolic thing about seeing the sunrise for the first time in however long, and I'm just like, man, like you really just adding everything into it, bro. Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. And then to finish off with, I can't remember which brother it was, the one that didn't get bit, killing up all the clan, but because this is what I'm saying, like this group of people tried to set up an establishment for themselves, they were already going to be set up by the Klan's members and whatnot. The racism was going to bring them down. And on top of that, so I mean, again, they're destined to fail. They were not destined, but they were manufactured to fail. But the fact that it didn't fail, because that blues player, I forgot his name, the main guy, Miles, was it Miles?
Yeah.
He went on to survive, and to his later, you know what I mean? That just kind of carried on. But the way he killed up those Klans members, that was cool. That was like you know what I mean? That was like the gangster element of it as well, where he was strategic with, he was just a badass gangster, but there was an element of like, when you watch a gangster movie, where that sort of scene will be in there, sort of thing.
No,
Which I
100%,
thought was really
100%.
cool. Yeah, and also like, you already got hatred for those type of people, those racists. So you're like, shoot these motherfuckers, man. When you got the Tommy gun out, you're like, let's go, bro. Let's go.
No, exactly, bro. Absolutely amazing. When he did bring that out, and did you hear the soundtrack, bro? The soundtrack just went in, and it was like, okay, kill him up, kill them. Even when he asked that guy for a lighter, he was like, I got some money, man. And I was like, shoot him up, man. Very symbolic movie when it comes to, like, the relationships in the movies as well. Like, between all of the characters, all the relationships they had as well. What it means to them. Elijah, who is Smokes, his relationship with, I can't remember her name, but, the child, and then seeing the afterlife. That was a really sweet moment, man. Like, really symbolic in different ways, definitely, 100%. Like, I feel like the relationship, even the relationship with Mary and Stax, was hilarious. Like, so upfront, so crazy. And there are some scenes in there you're like, oh my god, this movie, like, they push the boundaries on like what they could get away with. It's a really good looking, amazing movie, and Lyndon. A brother's love is a brother's love. Like, we got to do the red carpet interview with him and Miles, and I think her name is Lee, which was amazing, and the producer, which was really great to hear. The processes of how this goes. So definitely, like, there's so much more I can break into about this movie. Like, it's the feels. It's what it made me feel like. Most of our reviews can be as broken down as good as it can be, in like, character breakdowns and the rest of it. But it's just, I just want to talk about how good the movie is, really and truly. Like, for me I'm lucky enough to be able to go to some of these screenings. Yeah, we only cover travel costings, but to I watch it 3 times in IMAX, bro. That's £21.99 a pop, bros. You know what I mean? That don't come around cheap, and I know it's hard to everybody get in the cinemas as well. But we got F1 booked with the boys, which I'm looking forward to, which is Brad Pitt's one, which is in IMAX as well. Because we just want to experience things, and I think it's worth experience things like that on the big screen. Like, movies are amazing on the big screen. That moment by yourself, or whether you go with friends to enjoy it, in that to laugh, to shout, to get excited, to scream. I think it needs to come back more, man. I know COVID killed it for a lot of people. Streaming services as well, man. I know it's killed it. Please, like, go enjoy something like this in that moment. There's another person we're gonna do a geek out session with. That it's gone out of my head now, but like, he's gone and seen it like 12 times, bro, in the cinema. That's what I love to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying about cinema. We were talking about this on the podcast and whatnot, about how streaming and COVID did kind of sit. But cinema is all about the experience. It's not about just watching the movie, because you're in this environment where you can indulge yourself into this movie with the big screen and the clarity of the screen and the sound and the darkness of the room and all that sort of stuff. You turn your phone off. You're sitting there. You're not moving around. You're not pausing it. Nothing. You're indulging it. But the experience has to be there. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, for me, I lost that experience because I don't like the experience in Dubai, right? I don't like the fact that I could go there and people just talk and get on their phones, and there's no, there's no one controlling that. So the cinema itself, they're not controlling that. So I lose that experience, man. So that's why I don't go cinema here. And that's a big part of it as well. That cinema etiquette. And it's hard because you're dealing with normal human beings. You're not dealing with, you know what I mean? Like when you're dealing with normal human beings, there's always going to be a dick, and that's just the fact, right? And it's a shame. There's that one dick that's always going to ruin it for everyone else. You know what I mean? And we've had multiple scenarios and experiences, situations where, you know, people are just being dicks into, and that's why I hate. But the cinema experience, man, like this is a perfect movie where it's a cinema movie. You know what I mean? Just again, from everything from the way it's shot, the music, the storytelling, the cultural background, the great performances, everything. This is a great cinema movie. And I kind of wish I did watch it in cinema. I just wish that where I'm living didn't ruin the cinema, like didn't kill the cinema experience for me, man. But it is what it is. I watched it at the end of the day, singing all its praise. Freaking hell, brilliant movie, man. I'm just so like as you said, man, our reviews are just us fucking geeking out and saying how it made us feel. Like I'm not gonna trying to get all philosophical about it and be strategic about it. Like I know how to make a movie. Man, when a movie makes you feel this way, you're like, holy shit, we gotta talk about this, bro. Again, as we call it, it's a therapy session, it's a geek out session. It's us expressing how much we enjoyed this piece of art, this movie. And you know, with this, you just get more and more excited about the next Ryan Coogler project, the next time we're going to see Michael B. Jordan or them two together. Because it's always like, man, I don't think you guys can do wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, take your time. Don't overdo it. Just kind of come out with lots of content. But I just don't think you guys could do wrong. Or when you two are working together, you know there's collaboration. You know there's like control. You know that there's going to be something great that's going to be produced to us. And man, hype around this movie, hype around those guys, man. Love it. So proud. And when I say so proud, I'm just like, yeah, you guys smashed it. You know, I mean, such a great movie. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, man. I can't believe. I'm happy that we're still getting content like this. Like, you know what I mean? Like almost like original. It's original content, of course. Vampire Stories is not original, but it's
art, man. Say art.
content.
Don't call it content, man. Don't call it content.
Art. It's original art, but you know, it is still taking inspiration from different things. But it's like, so this is how diverse Ryan Coogler is in his movie making. He can make a
100%,
superhero movie.
fully diverse.
He can make this movie where it's like vampire movie. You know what I mean? To like Creed, to Fruitville, like this, bro. The guy is diverse. That's why, like, comparing him, or not comparing him, but like the collaboration between him and Nolan is so great because Nolan is so diverse, from a superhero movie to a movie like Inception, to, you know what I mean? Like the diversity in this guy is just a great filmmaker. That's how you know he's just a great, amazing filmmaker.
No, absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, what more can I say, bro? I'm super excited to see what comes up next. But Sinners, if you guys ain't seen it, I think they just recently released it back into the cinema again, for people to watch it in IMAX. But I think it's playing in some cinemas still, so make sure you guys go check it out. Support. This is a good movie, man. Support, 100% support. I loved it. I don't think anything's gonna beat it this year, bro.
Hey, Ryan Coogler, direct Blade. Why not? I'll put him in there, bro.
Come, do it.
Why would you, as Kevin Feige, man, if you're sitting there watching this movie, you're like, holy shit, I need someone to direct a vampire movie, man. God damn.
Is Blade still on the? Is it still like what's going on?
I don't know. I think they're moving.
They pulled it, right? That's supposed to come out this year or like next year.
Yeah, it was supposed to be this year. But if I'm watching that and I need a director to direct a great vampire movie, yo, Ryan, I know you done Black Panther, you smashed it. I need you for this. But why not? Why not? I feel like
then it's almost like typecasting directors. Do you know what that means?
Yes, yeah. That's what I was saying in the beginning.
And I feel like that's where he's trying to break out and say, like, you know what? There's a genre of movies that I can make. You know, sports, serious, real life documentary movies, superhero, action, horror. You know, the guy's got it all, man. He's good. He's good. Like, but nah, as much as I would like to see him do Blade, nah. Let's leave it. Let's get somebody else in. But I don't even know what's happening with that project, to be honest, at the moment.
I mean, a guy, anything I like I said, he's so good he could do anything, to be honest with you, some whatever genre. He's just that good at what he does, man. And that's just talking as a fan, as someone who just appreciates his artwork. I feel like he can do, yeah, anything that he does, I'm in. You know what I mean? And that's what you do. Like as a filmmaker, this is the thing with with movies, which I guess I've been trying to acknowledge more as we do these reviews and we're doing the podcast and whatnot. It's just not the superstar anymore. Like, okay, with Jackie Chan, for example, anything that I'm such a fan of him. Anything that he makes, I'm in. But
Yeah,
I have to be
exactly.
honest with you, from back in the days to now, I've never really acknowledged anyone else around Jackie. Like who else was involved, who was the director, who was the producer, who done the soundtrack. Now I know Jackie's involved a lot of his own stuff, so I'm using him as an example. I've never really acknowledged he's a superstar and I'm a fan of him. Whatever he makes, I'm in, or whatever he's in, I want to watch. But I've never taken acknowledgement of everyone else in the background. Whereas with Ryan Coogler now, and these days, I'm kind of taking more acknowledgement of like, oh, that's the director. I was the producer. This was the person who done the soundtrack. Like now, I'm a fan of them. Whatever he directs, whatever soundtrack this person's doing, I wanna be involved in. I wanna listen to. I wanna check it out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I
Yes.
think
Yeah. No. Of
that's
course.
where I'm learning more as a movie fan of like I should be acknowledging everyone else in the background, not just superstars, right? Because that's what I grew up with just knowing the superstars, the Van Dams, the Schwarzeneggers, the Stallones, you know? Everyone else, who made the movie? Who done the soundtrack? You know what I mean? Who was the
Exactly.
guy
Exactly.
in Predator that was like, hey, I got a great scene where all of us just shoot up this jungle. Like, who was that dude that made that? Because that's an epic scene. Who was the dude that said, here's a dialogue between you and Carl Weathers to be like, you son of a bitch. And like, who was the person that put that there or made that
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
up, which becomes a legendary legacy thing that's like a meme and whatever, right? This is my point. I'm going
Exactly.
back to old movies and thinking about these classic scenes and dialogues and whatever. And you're like, man, who was the one that put the idea there? You know what I mean? And that's the people that we should always acknowledge in these movies. And I think now I'm trying to acknowledge these people more than anything.
100%. 100%. 100%. It's all we could do, to be honest. It's all we can do. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, look, let's finish off with final thoughts, verdicts, and end it up, man. I mean, Kibbs, like just finish. Like, what do you like? Final thoughts and just kind of take us out, bro.
An amazing original movie, beautifully made, and it must have meant so much to him for it to mean so much to his audience. Like watching the interviews and watching him talk about a passion project like this is absolutely amazing. Because as an artist, when you talk about what you share with other people and people like take it in, that's an amazing. You've done something amazing there. You've done something as a person, because somebody could feel like I feel creatively, even though I'm always creative, I feel like I'm creatively blocked. But then a movie like this comes out and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. You tailor your work to somebody else's creation. Well, I think as creatives we do that. We reinterpret people's visions in the best way possible. I think when you watch this movie for a first time, and we probably spoil a lot of it for you, but
I
just
always
let go,
forget to
man,
open
and
up with
enjoy.
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoilers. Put that in as a title at the beginning, bro, and just put spoilers. We forget to say spoilers.
I'll put a
But
little.
yeah, check it out, guys. Make sure you check it out. It's out on digital at the moment now. But if you guys, it's still in cinema, so if you guys get the chance, go check it out. But other than that, bro, absolutely beautiful movie, and I praise Ryan Coogler and Delroy Linden. He's one of my favorite actors. He always keeps coming back, but I think can you smell that? I think it's shit myself. The brother's love is a brother's love. Will always have a special place in my heart, bro.
Always,
It's great to
always.
see him. I think he was brilliant in this movie. I forgot to talk about him, but just to give him his flowers as well. But awesome, man. All right, cool.
Cool, man. Take us out, man. I mean, I feel like I want to talk more about the movie, but otherwise we'll sit here all day because there was the Native American brothers
Oh
who kind
yes, the
of
Vampire Hunters.
yeah, and I was kind of like, oh, there's something there, but we could talk about this all day, but because I'm like, like you said, you don't want to see a sequel or no, but I'm like, that's another story because they know, and they're hunters, man. I would love to see a separate story
Oh
with
man,
them.
Rimmick. So you're right. There is a lot to talk about this movie. That you got Rimmick, and then the Irish folklore that was added to this as well, which was amazing. The musical elements where you're thinking, hold up, this is like a proper musical movie. When they're outside breaking it down, bro. Could you
Yeah.
imagine being in a house, even in your house, and then you got a bunch of people dancing in front of your house with blood all over their mouths. You're like, bro, please, like, I ain't inviting nobody up in here. You guys can have a game outside. Like, that's scary, bro.
That is scary.
That
That's
in
what I'm
alone
saying.
is scary.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if somebody was coming here and you're like, allow, like, why are you singing for, bro? Like, you could have just told me you wanted to come in or something. You're singing and dancing, bare blood on your mouth. You, what's his name? Cornbread just eat up the next guy who wasn't a vampire. You know, you guys set him up.
I know.
It's so much to it, and I think we will talk about this movie for a long time coming. Like, you know, it's become a cult classic already. Like, it's in my, you know, you think about movies like what we grew up with like, you know, Near Dark with Bill Paxton, which is a movie you guys need to rewatch again, which is absolutely amazing. Then you got The Lost Boys, and then you got all these amazing vampire movies that have come out after Brimstroke Dracula, Interview with the Vampire. You know, I could go on for ages, man. There's loads of amazing, great movies that go along with that. But to show that kindership, the brotherhood that they had as well, like, you know, it was the last time they hugged, the last time they saw the sunset. It was deep, bro. It was really deep.
Yeah.
Really
He
deep.
didn't kill his brother. I mean, again, he
Yeah.
didn't kill his brother. That's his brother. And like, brother's love is a brother's love.
It's a brother's
He
love,
let-
exactly.
He
He
let
did- oh,
his
shit.
vampire brother. He let his vampire brother live because a brother's love is a brother's love. Holy shit, bro! This movie's too deep. Oh my god, so amazing.
Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah.
So good.
All right.
All right, guys. Freaking hell, we can talk about. I know you gotta go pick up the little one. Take us out, bro.
All right. Massive thank you for everybody jumping into the episode. Hope you guys really enjoyed our thoughts on this movie. There's so much more we could talk about, like even breaking down scenes. Make sure you follow us on our social medias, guys. X, TikTok, and Instagram, and on the community page here as well. We post a lot of the stuff on the community page, so you'll see when we do new videos and things we're up to. And yeah, as always, massive thank you. There's 70% of you that's still not subscribed. You watch, but you don't subscribe. Click on the subscribe button, like, dislike, all the good stuff, and we'll catch you up on the next one. Peace.
Peace.